Australia and ASOTU. We almost named this an AA meeting, and we might. I'm a little on the fence. I don't know if it'd be controversial for the title of this podcast to be AA meeting, Dealer Plate Guy, and Russ Flips Whips. What do you think, Austin?
I mean, I think we go with it. It's been so long since we've done one of these. I have gone through some withdrawals, so we might as well just get into it.
I think everyone knows what Australia is. Not everyone knows listening about the Australia story. But let's start with ASOTU, because I'm probably sure not a lot of people, maybe industry insiders, know what ASOTU is. But what is ASOTU, and why were you there?
Yeah, ASOTU is a little bit kind of a niche community of dealers. It stands for Automotive State of the Union. Was started really back during COVID.
That. I thought it was a made-up name.
So it was started back during COVID with some industry updates with Paul and Kyle, and they just wanted to start doing that. And they both have marketing agencies outside of this. And so they wanted to start as their project to really just tell the story of people in the car business that are good people, kind of change the narrative of the car business. And so that aligns really well with, what I'm trying to do, not only with Dealer Plate Guy, but also working in, the Roman Auto Group like I do. So yeah, it was really fun. It was our first show. They invited us to come out and do some media for it. We did some funny LinkedIn stuff, kind of just the usual. It was a lot of fun. And I can truly say the community really is, they're all on the same page for, changing the car business. And it was very refreshing. We came back from that a couple of days we were out there and just felt very refreshed and very motivated again to be in the car business.
And why were you there?
We were there just to do some media and
just
celebrate.
Do some media.
We spoke. I was on a couple panels too. We spoke a little bit about social media.
You were the mascot, bro. Quit being humble.
I was a mascot. They were parading me around on the stage. No,
Dealer Plate Guy. Dealer Plate.
Alex EV Autos was there. I got to meet him. That was cool. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. We did a couple panels. I did a panel on fixed ops and then another one on social media, which I got to plug the training company, which was nice. So there were some, big dealers in the room.
How'd you plug it?
I just said, everything I learned was from RussFlipsWhips, and I actually partnered with them on a training. So we have a training platform, and anything else you need advice on that, just go to rfwtraining.com and sign up.
You said that on stage?
Yeah, I did. Pretty much like that. It wasn't exactly like that, but
was Ryan Rohrman, your owner, on stage with you? I thought I saw him on there.
Yeah, he was sitting next to us.
Did he just like? Was he just like?
Yeah, it was interesting. Someone asked him the question about, how do you deal with people doing social media at the stores? And his answer was phenomenal. I know it's recorded, so I can't wait to get it and put it up somewhere. But he really did well with blending that gray area of, hey, people have independent content. They're driving people to our store, and then they're our customers, and just kind of really seeing that full circle. And he's like, look, there is some risk. People might post some stuff, but, we'll deal with it as it comes. And, that's that. So,
and it's a good point. Like, look, all the customers I generated for Beyondy, if I decided tomorrow to go sell cars at another store, sure, some are going to ride the rush train, but some people are going to be like, you know what? I like Beyondy service. I bought my car there. I'm going to service there. I met Mr. Beyondy, and now they're a Beyondy customer, not necessarily. They could still be a Russ fan, a Russ follower, but now they're a Beyondy customer. And I think that's very excellent. I think a lot of people are like, what if they take all their customers with them?
Yeah. It's like, no, they won't. I mean, there's still people that are loyal to the brand over the person, and they're still loyal to that dealership or whatever. But yeah, I thought he did a very good job of that. It was really our first time on stage talking about social media and how we've incorporated it in the auto group, and then, me specifically. And so it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Oh, there was like a spotlight on Dealer Plate Guy social media.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was part of the panel. So it was like,
did Ryan talk about it?
Not specifically, like Roman Toyota's account and then the Dealer Plate Guy account. And, I just kind of talked about, hey, I did realize in the beginning when this started to get really big that I need to separate the two, right? I started wearing the vests like I am now to cover up the logo that's on the shirt in the videos. And just, I was doing the best I could to separate them because it is my own separate brand. I think that was Ryan's message too, was like, we want these people to have their own separate brands. And don't forget, Honda Pro Jason actually worked for Ryan when he was a general manager at Schaumburg Honda. So, Ryan has a track record of people like leaving him and doing social media full time.
Yeah, if you add up all of the followers that Rohrman has amassed from all their different creators, it might match mine, that Beyondy Lincoln.
Wait, yours and Beyondy Lincoln together?
Sure.
All right, nobody wants to hear about my trip to, the suburbs of Baltimore, Maryland, but I'm sure Australia. First of all, this time difference was crazy, dude. I feel like I haven't talked to you for 4 weeks because I was going to bed and you were waking up and you were waking up and I was going to bed and
I was a day ahead. So like it's it's Monday and I want to do stuff, and you're like, it's Sunday, dude. I'm with my family.
But let's talk about like I think what people really want to know, what are dealerships like in Australia versus in America?
Yeah. So some similarities, good salesman, bad salesman. Similar processes, except the biggest difference, I can name a lot of difference. The biggest difference is one, nationwide, don't quote me on the percentages, but like more cash than finance deals. Very common for people to pay cash for the vehicle. And their financing is similar in terms of like a credit score and an interest rate based on that credit score. They run on a scale of 1,000, so not too much different than the States. Where it's really different is it can take the banks days, weeks to do an approval.
What?
Even good credit, like they say it's very, like you don't expect for a finance deal to shake their hand and send them in a car. It can happen, but there's like so many documentations and processes and procedures that it really does take some time to get the official numbers, which I was like, dude, that would be a good and a bad thing in America. Bad for dealers. I do think a lot of dealers operate under the umbrella of like urgency and now, and impulse decision. And that's bad. It's good for dealers. I think if you did the statistics that the customer who buys the fastest probably pays the most.
Probably true.
And some people like Tommy, who will be like, well, I get my customers deals like this quick. Well, like that's the exception to the rule. But I think if a customer walks into a car dealership and says yes in 30 minutes and buys it right there on the spot, probably pays a little bit more than the guy who takes a couple weeks to gather his thoughts and do all that stuff. But I think if they did this in America, I think you would see like the average car payment in America is like $780 a month, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's because a lot of people are just impulsive.
100%. I can't imagine, how many deals like you spot even on a Saturday when like the bank, you can't get a hold of them. It's like, oh, we'll spot it. We'll get it figured out on Monday.
Yeah.
I
dude,
can't even imagine.
When I told them that, I was like, once in a blue moon, if we need like certain steps and we know the guy, we'll connect Monday, enjoy your new car, sign the paperwork, we'll deal with plate you see Monday.
They're like, no way. I can't even imagine too, because you're like, what happens if the incentives change?
Yeah.
I mean, they're just like locking a deal. I don't get that. Is wild.
Yeah.
What are they faxing them in, or how are they getting the approvals? They gotta like go visit the people in person. I'm just trying to think why it takes that long.
Yeah, they just do like a lot of background checking and a lot of like just like it's very manual the way I understand it, and it's really like I didn't really understand it either. I just think it's like a slower process in America. I was like, dude, you realize somebody with like a mid-tier credit score, 650, history of not making car payments, could walk in with a little bit of money down and a car payment more than he could probably afford, get approved on the spot, and be gonzo in that car in an hour.
I love it. And they're like, they just blew their minds.
Yeah, they were like, really? Like, absolutely.
Wow. What other differences were there over there?
Did you see the test drive track?
I did. That was crazy. The off-road test drive track.
Imagine if Rohrman had a Toyota test drive track. I mean, dude, it would sell every car. Hey, do you want to go up this 90-degree incline and then stop at the top when it's like on 3 wheels and then go across all this gravel? I mean, dude, I went on it like 6 times like it was a roller coaster.
The crazy part, though, they sell vehicles that are made to go off-road, and they actually go off-road. In America, we sell off-road vehicles, and they never get off the road. Maybe gravel road at some point, but
the most off-roading at Rohrman is that little ramp you take it up and park it at the point of the dealership. And you guys don't even use that, I don't think.
Really.
I've never seen a car on there.
No. I heard something about their gas stations too. I saw some viral video about the gas stations in Australia.
Oh yeah, that guy that was on the news.
Yeah, that was Russell Richardson.
Yeah, he's actually one of my students enrolled in my online training.
So
he used my proven methods to go viral even in Australia.
So I have a feeling you weren't even going to post that video because I thought I saw it on your story first.
Can I tell a secret?
Yes.
I broke almost one of my rules, which is just post everything.
Yeah.
And I made the video totally, and like a lot of my content is like not scripted, but usually my content's thought out. Very rarely do I just pull out my phone and talk. And this is one of those rare instances where I truly like unfiltered, like happened, and I'm pulling out my phone making a video, and it was for an Instagram story. And I probably got like 1,000 Instagram messages about this. I'm like, all right, this has some virality to it. And it was one of my most viewed Instagram stories ever. Got like 80,000 views as an Instagram story, which is a lot. There's a lot of people on a story.
That's a lot.
I was like, all right, let's try this as a TikTok. And I'm a little upset because it did go super viral and it was only like 58 seconds long. To the people listening, if it's under a minute, TikTok doesn't pay you. So,
but maybe it wouldn't have gone viral if it was over a minute.
yeah, exactly.
It's funny because I remember it. If those of you didn't see it, there's like a Daily Mail article. Is that the big news publication that's out there? Like picked up Russ when he was there. It was like, this American tourist visiting Australia, Russell Richardson, got gas in his car. I mean, it was like the wildest headline. But I remember seeing it on your story and I was like, that was interesting. And then I saw it on like TikTok as a post, and cause that's why I've been wanting to call you out ever since. So you came back. Like, I bet you were not going to post that originally.
No intentions to post it. I will say though, just to clarify what I was talking about in the video, in case you didn't see it, in Australia, it took me like 20 minutes to figure out the gas. Because I'm a man, I hate asking for help, and I pull up to the pump, and there's just nowhere to pay, and I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm like, all right, I'll just wait till somebody else pulls up. I'll watch what they do. And somebody pulls up, they go inside, come out, start pumping. And then that's like 10 minutes go by, and they're like, okay, you can just pay inside. Then I go out, I'm like, hey, I want to pay for the gas. Like, how much did you use? Like, none. I need, I don't know. I'm like, we got to figure out how much gas I even need, bro. This is, dude, the way they do gas is like, I couldn't even tell you. It's like this car gets 100 kilometers per 50 liters. It was like something stupid. So hard to fathom. I just filled it up when it was on E. But I was like, I don't even know how much gas this takes. He's like, just go out there and fill it up. I was like, yeah, but I can't pay. He's like, you pay after. I'm like, you trust me?
It also, I think it was one of the comments that somebody made too. Like, it shows how young you are, because I remember a time, and I'm not that much older than you, where you didn't have to pay at the pump. And like, I remember that. And I don't know, it is just interesting that other countries are still doing it. But I thought two things was really cool. One, it proved that, however you structure a video, it doesn't have to be about car sales. Because a lot of people would say, oh, if it's not about car sales, then you can't go viral. No, like you, and I'm sure a lot of your followers probably weren't your followers that were seeing that video because you posted it in Australia, right?
99% of people who watched the video were not following me.
Which is wild. Like, it just proves again, good, genuine, relatable content is what goes viral.
Yeah. And sometimes that raw emotion, like, and I think what made it cool is like, I'm like not even trying to do like a pretty angle. If you go back and rewatch it, like the lighting, like there's like a light bar like that was hitting the camera, so like my face was like kind of cut off of it. Like little things that I noticed that I would even like if somebody sent me that video and asked me if they should post it, I'd probably be like, oh, could you go back and refilm it and do XYZ?
First take is always the best take.
Yeah,
always. Like, that's the other thing. So obviously you guys train the dealerships there. How receptive do you feel like the people were there to the training?
It was actually incredible. So to break down what we did, day one started off a nightmare. We're at the completely wrong place.
I think I saw that on YouTube. You guys showed up and they're like, what did they say? Like, you guys aren't supposed to be here, or who are you?
I don't even remember, but right dealer group, wrong place. And not to discredit Peter Kittle, which is an amazing automotive group, the most well-ran I've ever been at. They made a small mistake and they changed it internally and just didn't tell us. And it was like 25 minutes down the road. Not a big deal. So we go to Yarra Valley that was I can't remember the name of that one, but it was like Forest Toyota day one. Guys were great. So much personality. I mean, they had guys from Italy, Ireland, Egypt on their team. True Australians. Good eye, Mike. All those. I mean, but they just don't think to do this because you don't know what you don't know. And on Australia, social media content just isn't what it is here in America, but it's getting there very quick. And I told this story that really resonated with a lot of people because I had to like usually when I go train dealership, they're like, we want to do it. Just tell us how.
Yep.
There was definitely some like, this doesn't work in Australia, Russ. And I kind of use this parallel of, because everybody in Australia will agree to this. Australia, in terms of technology, tends to be 3 to 5 years behind America. So like what's popular here today will be popular there in a few years. And I was like, look, social media happens fast. Like
Yep.
super scary fast. And whether you love it or hate it, it is going to happen regardless of your feelings. Let me tell you a quick little story. My grandfather, who's 75 years old, 3 years ago, told me Facebook was for communists and the Chinese to spy on us, and he would never download it. He's a Vietnam veteran. He'd get that crap away from him. I'm going to watch the History Channel and play Candy Crush. Leave me alone. Now he sends me a Facebook meme every day. And if you don't believe me, I'll pull out my phone and show you that my grandfather texts me a Facebook meme every single day. That's how quick it happens. So to you people that think you'll never be on social media, I promise you, you'll be on it in 2 to 3 years, even if it's just Facebook. And now my grandfather's on TikTok because he wanted to watch my videos on TikTok. Now he's watching other TikToks. It's just a rabbit hole. Well, I'll get TikTok, but just to watch Russ.
All right.
Then you find yourself watching an 8-minute long video about the Egyptian pyramids. That's what my pap's into. And
I love it.
And that resonated with a lot of people. I'm like, look, you guys are hitting the curve early, and they are crushing it. At first, like the first week I left, I was a little nervous because I didn't see a whole lot of people posting. And I think the last 2 days we trained their flagship store, which is in Adelaide. It's 5 acres, like in the middle of the city, crazy location. I mean, they got hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of cars there. They have a body shop bigger than most dealerships. They have conference rooms that are huge. I mean, it's like fenced in. It's just a crazy facility. And the owners trained with me, Andrew Kittle, Macca Kittle, and the sister, Georgia Kittle, all trained with us. And they like made an announcement that day and the next day that, look, we're going to do this too. We'll never ask you guys to do something we're not going to partake in. We're going to make content. But since we're making it, this isn't something we're asking you to do. We're not telling you to do it. Yeah. And they've had multiple viral videos. One of the kids' first video got 1 million views. They've had some 100-view videos, a couple thousand view videos. I've seen some in the 10, 15, 20,000 range. And they've been doing it for 2 weeks. And they got buy-in from all of their stores, all of their GMs. It was incredible. They flew in all of their dealerships to meet at certain locations because they have about 14 stores scattered all over Australia. And we met at 4 different locations, trained the whole team. It was just absolutely incredible and cool to kind of be the igniter behind car dealership content in Australia that really no one's doing.
They got to be one of the biggest auto groups in Australia, right?
There's a few groups bigger than them, mainly hedge funds. They're one of the biggest family-owned ones, so hedge fund money is in Australia.
Man, it's crazy. So what else did you guys do? You trained that dealer group. Were there any other dealer groups that you trained?
No, and you know what? We actually did have a dealer group or 2 or 5 or maybe even 10 reach out while I was there. And I did respectfully decline all of them. I am money motivated, but I feel like it would have been very rude to do that to the Kittle Automotive Group. They paid for my travel. They hosted us so great. Look, do I think it's inappropriate to go back? Absolutely not. Business is business, but I'm there on their dime.
Yeah.
And what? To say to another dealer group, well, hey, I'm already here. Let me just swing by and trade the competition. No, incredibly disrespectful and rude. So I was like, hey, look, let's touch base, but I'm not doing any more training while I'm here. I just think that would be disrespectful.
So then it was just a vacation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you recommend anybody taking a vacation to Australia?
Yeah, you want to go for a while. I mean, I think 2 weeks would get it done. We went for 3 weeks, but a week of it was mainly training. We snuck in some fun that week, but I think Australia is a beautiful country to go to. It depends your interest. I'm not a big city guy, so like even though we stayed in the cities, we tend to drove an hour northeast, southwest, whatever it was, to get to a beach, to get to a rainforest, to get to a waterfall, whatever it was, to get to a remote, secluded kangaroo island. We tended to go out of our ways for those experiences. But the cities are beautiful. Melbourne, aka actually pronounced Melbourne, was very incredible, very nice place to stay. I'd recommend anybody to go to Melbourne, Kangaroo Island. Brisbane was cool. All the beaches are beautiful. Can't go wrong with any of them. But BYOF, bring your own food because it ain't good.
Really? Bad food there?
Nah, it's not bad. It's just not good. I think it's more of a letdown thing. And people are going to be like, no, our food's great. Look, your food's fine. I ate it. I didn't go hungry. But there's this like dilemma because it's not as it's healthier than American food for sure. But it just on a taste level. I'm going off taste.
So basically what you're saying is they don't have Mexican food or Italian food there.
They did have Italian. It wasn't
or
that
pizza.
Good. There was a pizza place we went to that was actually pretty good, and it was owned by Italians who spoke only like they did not speak English.
Oh, there you go.
But I really did enjoy my time there. I would certainly go back. There's a lot of things we got to do. Not too many things we didn't get to do, but it's a really big country. A lot of people don't realize Australia is almost the size as the United States.
Yeah. It doesn't look that big on the globe, does it? They do that on purpose, probably.
Yeah, the globe is inaccurate. You get like if you do like a comparison between Australia and America, it is actually very similar in size to the continental US.
So we got to talk about I think your training platform, because while you were away, we launched my course on there. And I don't think we've talked about that yet.
I don't think you even made it public knowledge.
It's on my link tree. I'm waiting to make one of those videos where it's like, I quit my job to start a training company. Everybody's doing it now. Everybody's taking your lead.
While we're on this fact, can I tell you an idea that I'm going to do? You can give me your feedback. It's already decided on. And I want your honest opinion. So me and AMG Jared are going to make videos because we're going to be together this week that we're willing to come train your dealership for free. And it's going to be a contest. It's going to be about 2 weeks long. All the dealership has to do is make a video inviting us out. The video could be funny, educational, satirical, badass. I don't care what it is. The only prerequisite or rule is it has to be under 2 minutes. And we're not going to go off of the video we thought was the most viewed or most liked. It's just going to be the one that we watch and like, I want to go there. And whatever that reason is, it is. And we'll come train your store for, a day.
For free.
Yeah.
Wow. I think it's crazy enough to work.
Here's my thought process.
It's just, where is it going to be? You're going to pick one that's close to home, hopefully.
Here's my thought process. I can get with you off camera and bore you with the logistics of how I plan to potentially turn this into money. But I think I've built my platform so big off of giving so much value that you get more than you can ask for in return, that this is one of those moments in life where it's like, look, I want to give. This is a true give, no strings attached. Like, we're not going to call you guys and be like, all right, we'll come, grab our flights and hotels. Like, no, truly free. We're coming. And we're going to pick the absolute best video. And I think in my mind, how much would I have to pay to get potentially 50, 100, maybe this goes viral, hundreds of dealerships to be like, come to our store, Russ, please. We have this and we have that. And we'd love for you to come. Like, what's that worth?
Yeah, I mean, you are going to get some leads from it, guaranteed, right?
Even the leads, just the publicity.
Yeah. I'm interested. So when are you guys going to execute this?
So Friday, I'll post it. Thursday, we're going to film it. I have a funny video idea where I'm dead serious. Like, I want to come to your dealership for free and train. Yes, for free. We're going to have a contest. And then like AMG Jared's like, for free? Russ, I just quit my job. What do you mean for free? You said we were going to make money. I'm like, don't worry about it, Jared. I'll pay you somehow. And then like I like tell the whole video. And then I want Jared to drop a video shortly after. And he's going to be like reading cue cards that I'm holding, but you can't like tell first. Like, since I decided to partner with RussFlipsWhips to train dealerships, we have an exciting announcement. We're going to come for free to train. And then like, he's like, Russ, do I really have to read that card? And I'm like, yeah. And it's like, and Russ is so handsome and your store will be certainly to go viral because he's cool and wears glasses. And just something stupid like that.
Oh, that's great.
I'm looking forward, though, to your video submission.
Oh, I'm going to submit one?
I think you should.
Yeah, I will. I can do one. Where are you guys meeting up at?
McCandless Ford, we're hosting a training this Thursday, Friday.
Nice.
Did you see the guy who made the TikTok who was like, I just paid Russ $30,000 to train?
Yeah, that was great. I haven't seen I saw that when it first came out. I haven't seen how many views that gotten or read the comments. I probably need to go back to it.
I think it leveled off around 90,000.
I mean, it's still a great video.
First video ever. And dude, some people thought I like loaded his lips and told him this. He texted me, can I make this video about your training? I said, I don't care, bro. I'm going to go for it.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, the price is only going to go up now that it's out there.
Yeah, that was the pre-COVID price.
Yeah. No, there's other things.
But
What
yeah,
other viral videos you got going on? Because we've been talking about viral videos on this podcast.
Most
I feel
viral video.
You went crazy in Australia. You had a ton of views in Australia, I feel like.
If we take a peek-see at the most recent, 5.6 million on one
Whoa.
video. It's on TikTok.
Which one was that?
Where I talk about the car they only make in Australia.
Oh, yeah. Which that I feel cheated in America that we don't get the cool cars like they do over there. But the diesel has to be something with emissions, right? Where they won't let us have those cars.
Yeah, and I think, it's one of those paradoxes of a car that everyone says they would buy. Oh, I would buy that, and then no one does buy it. And I think that, and I can only speak on a small scale, and hundreds of people thousands of people will be like, Russ, you're an idiot. That's a bad example. But everyone said they wanted a luxury flagship sedan. And I'm going to use the Lincoln Continental, but I could use a million different examples of like the world's slowest or America's slowest selling cars are luxury sedans. So Lincoln comes out with it. It does terrible. No one wants it. Everyone says they want it until they have to pay for it, which is, 70, 80 grand,
right.
60 grand for a base one. Nobody wants the base one. So everyone's spending 65, 70 grand, 80 for it loaded. And you could say the Continental sucked and there was a bunch of things they did wrong with it. Great. But even like the Genesis sedans aren't selling well. And some of the flagship Mercedes sedans aren't selling well. Only like the really, 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 really nice ones are selling well. And I think research would show that Toyota has a reason for not bringing that here. I'm sure it's not because they're like, we just like the Aussies, mate.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason.
I mean, maybe it goes back to like the off-road capabilities. It doesn't really matter here when you're driving around the cities and parking in parking garages and
Have you seen the Ford Everest though?
No.
All right, the Ford Everest is worth showing because I do think this should just like tomorrow get rid of the Explorer and sell this. Let me show you my screen. I don't know why they don't sell this in America. It's like if the Bronco F-150 and an Explorer had a baby.
Whoa. Who's the father?
Can you
I thought it was a 4Runner when I first looked at it.
It's better looking than a 4Runner. And
like a Nissan Pathfinder.
Like they look good.
Oh yeah. See that kind of look though is not going to do it in America.
You don't think?
With the KC lights and like the grill, I don't know. It's a very niche.
I don't know. I think this does.
There you go. That would do it.
Like this is like you can get like the non-souped up version that just. And dude, what I like about it, it's less sleek. I think Americans are like want something that's a little bit more capable.
It's interesting how all these big manufacturers have so many different platforms that they're creating all over the world. I guess growing up here, I would have just thought they sell the same thing in every country or similar. This is a totally different vehicle than anything that Ford has in the U.S.
And it comes in a 2-liter and 3-liter turbo diesel.
Wow. Again, that's probably why the diesel engine, they're just not able to bring them over here for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But since you were late to our podcast, I do got to wrap this up. So to all the viewers that are dying for more content, blame DealerPlateGuy.
We need to do more. Yeah, we need to do like 2 a week to catch up because we didn't even talk about our trip to North Olmsted yet.
Oh, all right. Maybe you around tonight?
Maybe. Yeah, I might be able to do it tonight.
All right, we can do another one tonight. Well, hey, thanks for listening to this video. We did secure a sponsor. So today's video was brought to you by Moto Acquire. If you're looking to take your dealership's vehicle acquisition to the next level, Moto Acquire is a must. It is the leading technology in the automotive space to send your customers a reoccurring value tracking email where your customer will stay up to date. You're giving them value and they will know what their car is worth month to month. And when they're ready to trade in or sell their car, they're going to contact you. Moto Acquire. DM me with any questions. DealerPlateGuy, as always, thanks for being on the call. And for more content like this, follow the social.
Follow DealerPlateGuy. Oh, social showroom. I ruined it. RussFlipsWhips. It's been so long.
You ruined it.
I've been so long.
That was good.